Hey traders, to watch this video for Tuesday, August 10th. I'm showing you the daily chart of the SPY, and it had a pretty narrow range, pretty low volume, and just a really dead day. It was one of those days that we were kind of all sitting around thinking of all the things we could have done today instead of sitting watching the screens. I actually made more money in after hours than I did all day trading. So it was just one of those just goofy, slow days. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way all week, but I've been saying this for I don't know, 10 days in a row now. It's midsummer, late summer trading, whatever, and volume's very light. And you want to not overtrade and certainly not oversize during a dull market like this. All right. All right. So anyway, what do we watch for tomorrow? HOOD. Just 3 days in a row that it closed below its open after this massive squeeze. I'm just simply looking for kind of a narrow range and then an afternoon high of day break as kind of a bounce play entry. I think that's the recipe for a possible squeeze. Remember, I'm a day trader, so I don't hold anything overnight. So I'm just looking for ways to make some money on an intraday basis, and that's where I think HOOD could pay off. EJH, one of the ugliest charts you'll ever see, but in 6 days, it's fallen. That might be 6 or 7 days, fallen from almost 29 bucks down into the fives. I really thought we had one today. Let me get some of that crazy stuff out and zoom in. 15-minute candles here. So this is the day that it fell from 23 something, and the day before that from almost 30. So anyway, there's the nasty sell-off. Again, I'm showing you 15-minute candles. The next morning, another nasty sell-off. So then look at each subsequent day. There's these vertical lines at the beginning of the session, right? The very next day, put in its high in the opening 15 minutes. Did the same thing the next day, put in its high in the opening 30 minutes on Friday. And then today, again, put in its high in the opening 15 minutes. So we don't have any afternoon breaks, right? High of day breaks on this since it was like almost 30 bucks. I thought we maybe were going to get one today. The early high was 569 and it just didn't quite get there. Went to 565. But it's putting in more narrow ranges. So this still goes back on watch for tomorrow. Even though that daily chart's so ugly, you could get a sizable bounce with a proper setup, right? All right, anyway, ZY. I feel a little weird having this on bounce watch because it's such an ugly daily chart, right? This was over 50 bucks, and then just the bottom fell out back here, and then it had a nice run the next day. So I'm really, when I talk about a bounce play, I'm really kind of looking at the last 3 days. So let's go to 15-minute candles. There was that big run. Great call by Shauna that day. I can't remember, I think through 13 right there. I had a really nice trade in that. You'll notice the next day, put in its high early, and the next day again, which is today, put in its high early. It's a little bit different than the EJH, but it's still awfully beaten up and had a big run, 10 to 15-ish, right, a few days ago. Now a couple days lower on declining volume. So I'm going to keep this one on watch, see if we get any kind of A-plus setup. AMD had a really nice run from like 90 bucks to almost 123, 122.50. And now you got a few days lower down into the 8 day. So this one goes on bounce watch. WPRT, I'm looking for a third day play. You had the big pop, kind of a quiet inside day. We'll see if it gives us a third day play setup. SPCE on Friday topped out at 35.61, but gave a lot of that back. And then today runs right up again to 35.54. So if it breaks over this 2 day high, we might get some short covering. I think there's a lot of shorts in the name. VXRT, I'm going to pan out a little bit here. So back here in mid-June, hit 10 bucks, and then today hit 10 bucks. Usually you want to see a handle, right? You kind of have a cup. You kind of want to see a handle for a few days and then a break of 10. But I'm going to watch for a clean setup through 10 tomorrow. We'll see if it gives us one. Fuel cell, FCEL, just nice volume, breaking out of maybe a 3-week range. I'm looking for a follow-up day there tomorrow with a proper setup. APDN, this is fascinating to me. 5 days ago, this traded 26 million shares, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions later, trades 199,000. I don't even know how that happens. Like, how does something fall off the radar that hard, right? But I am going to watch it. We're going to need to see some volume coming in. But, you had the big pop. You also had one back here. And you're kind of going sideways below 7. So maybe through 7, some volume comes in and we can test these recent highs. But that is just fascinating to me how that volume fell off. KXIN, big pop on Friday. Gap down today, but kind of a strong close. Topped out around 294. Maybe back through 3 tomorrow. Maybe we'll make a run at the 337 Friday high. Who knows? We're going to keep that one on watch. And then I got a few gappers for tomorrow. Triple D, DDD, closed at 28.35. In after hours right now, it's trading at 31.71. So I think that probably had earnings. I didn't even look. Possible gap play tomorrow. Again, only with a proper intraday setup. FSR got, I think, like a $40 price target thrown on it in after hours. So it closed at 15.03. Right now, it's trading at 16.80 in after hours. So there's another potential gap play. And then ARCT, which is had this big pop and then coiling. And then in after hours, it decides to just go nuts, right? I can't quite tell. I think it went close to like $75 or something in after hours. Right now, it's trading at 68.35. So crazy, right? But we're going to keep that one on watch too. And we'll see if there's other gappers in the pre-market as well. And there's plenty to watch. As I said earlier, watch your position size. Make sure something's A+ before you trade it. And maybe we're in a sell more sooner market right now too, just because of the low summer volume. All right, anyway, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in the chat room.